Hello, hello, hello. Welcome along. Welcome along to the Hungaroring. Sure that everything's set up. Smokey, Florian, how you doing? Car number 9 tonight. Lovely number of turn-ups, actually. I think Hungaroring's one where you can sometimes get some lower turnouts. But we've got 2 splits, about 30 sign-ups all up. Track we're dealing with, a low usage track. Ooh. To decide, do I go for a send it like nothing 2-stop, or a send it gently 1-stop? Have a think about that after qualifying.
Pit lane speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. All right, Adrian, we've got 2 laps to get the job done. The track temperature's rising. It's now 31 Celsius.
Yeah, I just hope Anthony has a better time this weekend than last weekend. I hear he got nearly crashed into, or actually crashed into, about 5 times, and that was just one race. Trying to warm the tyres up for the first lap is a fool's errand, so we will turn qualified deploy on, but we're going to turn it off in the second sector. Send it, but not full belt. See how we go. Get the tyres warm, full chat on the second lap. Hey Vito.
Just done 118.88.
Alright, full send quali lap.
The leader has just done a 118.53. You're currently 3.1 off the pace. You're a 10th off the pace in sector 1. Just done a 125.72. Sector 2's 2 tenths off the pace. The leader's just done it on 17.90. The car in front has just done it on 19.43.
Oh, I'm not sad about that time. Fastest person who didn't manage an 18 so far. I would expect Balash and Ali and Publio and Eric to all challenge. Yeah, Tyler's been annoying Luke all week. Oh, I'm doing 21s as my race time. Is that slow? Luke's going, I'm doing 21 and a half. Skrr. Something like that. Luke will listen back to this and tell me that's a gross mischaracterization. And it is. But yeah. But no, I think Tyler's pretty quick around here. Really, it'll just be, can Tyler keep the pace up over Anthony, who we know, has some consistency and get going. And, Luke was getting down there after a couple of practice sessions, getting the time down there. So I think that was mostly in the open with their open setups. So now, strategy. Got about a minute. Go. Strategy. There's Publio going above us. Obviously, ideally we're looking for a top 5, but definitely not falling back too far. So maybe more back of the 10. A P9 to P5. P9 to P5, yeah, that sort of range. So the two strategies are essentially a 30 laps medium, 40 laps soft, or like a 10 lap medium and then 2 softs.
That's the end of the session, P6.
Cool, P6, that's not bad. You'll note that either strategy has you starting on a medium, so it doesn't really matter for our start. But we need to know, see where we are after we settle. Probably I'll go for the 1 stop at the moment. And then, yeah.
E6. Strength of field is 3,300. Your tyres are cold, watch out.
We'll go for the 1 stop, see how we go. If I have reason to come in, we can switch to a double soft. Yeah, I think the 1 stop's a smart play. Might be fun thinking about a 2, but I don't think I can make the big enough step on the softs. And the tyres don't get overly warm here, but they do get physical wear. So about 2% per lap. So probably more aiming for 35. That's 2% on the softs. Probably more aiming for 30, 35. Drive full tank though, so end of the race they'll have less, but thanks for joining me. Hit a like if you like. Do some Grand Prix racing.
Standing start now. Go. Left side. Hold your line. Clear left. Car left. Still there. He's still there. Clear left. Okay, Adrian. Run out of track limits. Keep between the lines. Car left. Car left. Clear left. Start's alright, let's build lines. Is Arnoldi B license, and their rating is 2.0. Incident in turn 14. It looks like Arnoldi. Okay, Adrian, the next car is Cat, and their rating is 5.2. On your right. Hold your line. Right side's clear.
Yeah, I was following Luke for a little while, thanks. I was following Luke for a little while, but people got in front of us.
The next car is Palado B license, and their rating is 4.6.
Ah!
0.9. The stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it between the lines. The leader has just done a 22.54. The gap to Frankie behind is increasing. It's now 0.9. 7th position. The car ahead has just done a 122.23.
Ah, come on, Adrian. Work out turn 2. Don't get off tracks.
Red yellow flag, debris on the track. has just done a 22.10. That's a new fastest lap for Tabby on 22.06. Good lap, that's your best in the session. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace. Okay, Adrian, the next car is
That's
capped.
better.
Their rating is 5.2.
That's better. Yes.
Your reel-in capped in, the gap is 1.1. Fastest lap for David on 21.88.
How was I not close enough to Anthony for DRS there?
21.60. That last lap was at 22.26. It's your best lap in this session.
Turning too early for
Gap
turn
to
1.
8th place. Behind is now 1.1. That's a new fastest lap for David on 21.06.
Oh,
That lap time was on 22.85. Right side. Still there. Clear right. Don't panic. Come on, Adrian. Front is Young, and their rating is 2.0. New fastest lap for Tabby on 21.04.
hey, finally some DRS.
P8, you've just done a 123.05. The gap to Young in front is now 0.8.
This is a challenging track. You don't get that sector 2, you're up slow, but it's all turning all the time.
Fastest lap for Tabby, 120.84, the gap to E7. Ahead is increasing, it's now 1.5.
You stopped with your car.
Ooh. Like may have involved Claudio.
The next car is Halado, B license, and their rating is 4.6. On your left, clear left. Car left. Still there. Still there, clear left. Awesome, well done.
Maybe you shouldn't fight that hard with no front wing.
The car in front is Young, and their rating is 2.0.
Why you stopped the car in the first corner? Why?
B7. There's an incident in turn 1. Looks like it's Young. Yellow flag, caution.
Right, now I've got Balash right up my backside.
The gap to Balash behind is now 1.0. Just done at 122.70.
Sorry, I'm not talking a lot. I'm trying to concentrate on getting Balash out of my DRS.
Fastest lap for Taylor, 120.81.
I didn't trail enough into that last corner.
The track temps increasing. It's now 31 Celsius. gap to E8 behind is now 1.1 seconds. It's a new fastest lap for Calado, 120.73. New fastest lap for Taylor, 120.71.
All that fighting.
That lap time was
It still gained, went to
22.38. New fastest lap for Calado, 120.68.
Ooh.
The lap time was at 122.30. Car right. Still there. Clear right. Bad look right.
Oh well.
Stay between the lines, please, Adrian.
Try and keep up with Balash. That's too much.
Car ahead is Baloch, and their rating is 4.9.
Thank
So Eric behind is now 0.42 V8.
Just not fast enough.
Car right. Clear right. Car right. Still there. Right side's clear. The next car is Eric. Fastest lap for Gallardo, 120.00. Now 0.8.
Alright.
Your last lap time was at 22.44.
Don't start locking the tyres up, Adrian.
The gap to Eric ahead is now 1.3 seconds. There's an incident in turn 15. We think it might be Luke.
Oh no.
Good job, please, job.
P8, you've just done a 122.04.
Oh no, Luke's in the pits.
To E7, ahead is now 1.3.
Yeah, looks like Luke's out.
That lap was a 122.00. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace. Alright Adrian, lap times are pretty consistent.
I didn't see whether Luke had built any gap.
Gap to 7th position. Ahead is increasing. It's now 1.8 seconds.
Oh man, the last corner is death. Pretty sure this was a Tilka circuit, so one of the better ones that replica design. If it is.
Well, that was at 122.16.
Braking too much, turning in too early, come on. Just bleeding your lap time dry at turn 1. All uphill, like braking on the crest. There's a little bit of camber in, so you want to be close, but not too close that you run into the gutter, and not so far away that you lose the camber. And
that was 122.19.
Trying to get power down because it's a nice big straight after it, but
the gap to Eric in front is now 2.8.
yeah, primarily I always want Luke to have a good race, but I think it is second best if he's made his own mistake. It's when other people start to get involved, gets messy. I mean, this is standard for anyone, but
time was 121.69. Good lap. That's your quickest so far. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace. Yellow flag.
oh, Anthony's gone.
So Eric ahead is now 2.4 seconds.
Turn 3 got Anthony. Or maybe it was Alistair. Anthony's definitely in the... Maybe Anthony got Alistair or Alistair got Anthony.
Sixth place. That was 122.13.
Feels like the lap time, although I'm not quite on the pace of Eric ahead. It's becoming easier. And all I've done is just back up the corner entries a little. Little bit of a lift. That lap not so hot, but
ahead is increasing. It's now 2.6 seconds. That lap was at 122.07. Red yellow flag. Watch for debris on the track.
I was just recalling back to the conversation. Someone mentioned the Discord. I was calling back to the conversation that Connor had in the stuffy Discord. About the most important part of the corner being the exit, especially around here. Underdrive the entry. Now I'm thinking about it too much. The time's still bleeding.
That was
Come on.
22.59. That's a new fastest lap for Calado, 119.92. Calado is getting closer. The gap is now 2.9 seconds. Quicker than you entering turn 1.
Claudio's on a fight back mission. Quite impressive, actually. Pit stop plus new front wing.
Tabby, car number 12, is now leading.
Made all that time up. Oh, that's off track.
Track limits, watch those lines. David is now on softs.
But the fact that I'm on old mediums and not
Calado is closing in. The gap is now 1.2 seconds.
doing anywhere near Claudio's lap times means I'm just gonna wave that car on through. Well, I get to hold Claudio up a bit in this middle sector, I don't care, because, you know, driving without a freaking wing.
Taylor, car number 7, is leading the race. Car right. Hold clear right. That's disappointing, but shit happens. Keep pushing. Come on, Adrian. driver in front of us is Alado, B licence, and their rating is 4.6. The gap to Alado ahead is increasing. It's now 1.6 seconds.
Let me tell you, I am glad I've never been silly enough to turn my Invicta base up to its full 27 Newton meters. Don't know how many Newton meters goes through a real F1 steering wheel, but
Alado, 119.65. B6, you've just done
this is enough for me.
33. Sector 1 is 1.1 off the pace.
Yeah, Zandvoort's got a lot of those. Like here, it's got a lot of those corners where you've just got to hold the same angle. I think New Zandvoort's a bit easier because the banking around the last corner does a lot of work for you. And the first corner as well is gentler due to the banking. The flatter first corner and the completely flat last corner used to be a real challenge. I'm feeling it across the fronts of both my shoulders at the moment. Oh no, Claudio.
Okay, Adrian, the next car is Eric.
Especially for me, Smokey. I've never met a gym membership I can't forget about. Gyms do not hold much interest for me at all. There are some people who find exercise cleansing and motivating and generally positive. I just find it hard work.
P5, that last lap was at 22.33.
That was a bit fast past the front tyres grip.
Come down to 4.7. They're faster than us into turn 1.
Yeah, I don't think my brain does whatever chemical people have that they enjoy exercise. My brain doesn't respond to it very well, obviously. Don't mind going out for a little bit of a walk, but yeah.
You've just done a 22.09. Lap times are pretty consistent.
I certainly am getting a workout here. Whew. There are just so many right-handers that you need to hold the wheel up for. As is the nature of a clockwise circuit.
P6 is reeling you in. The gap's now 3.5 seconds. That lap was at 122.02. Calado behind is pitting now. The gap to P4 ahead is now 5.6. Calado is now on mediums.
Claudio's made up the pit stop for the softs just because, oh well, I suppose I've fallen back a bit, so not quite the whole pit stop, but was behind me when they pitted. Pitted again onto mediums.
Looks like Calado.
Cold tyre things. I think we split this half and half.
That lap time was 122.13.
Roughly. Hit lap 35 or lap 36. Softs. Gently coax them home till the end. Hope that some of the others are doing 2 stops they can't quite make up the difference of.
Now 6.1 seconds. P5.
Or we get some lucky traffic. I think that's the we just passed under 50% wear somewhere message, so
The lap time was 121.72.
yeah. That's a shame. Claudio had some pace, but we don't know what happened with Claudio's incident. There was obviously an incident. So we'll check after the race. Oh. That
Lap was
sucks.
at 122.10. The gap to Eric ahead is now 6.9.
Yeah, I suppose it happens. We all make little mistakes. I haven't seen the incident either, so I don't know how close Claudio was following, but sometimes people do assume the best in these races when these cars are so easy to... You can be putting the throttle down and just... You know, hey, with the dynamic track, there could be some gravel that someone's pulled on. Suddenly you get a little bit of wheel spin, you just have to lift, and all of a sudden you're slower out of a corner.
The lap time was at 121.91.
You might just not have seen that gravel
Is pitting.
and not known that you had less traction available, and normally it'd be no big deal, but if you slow by
Frankie is now on
20 or so
softs.
kilometers an hour when somebody doesn't expect you to, or don't accelerate 10 to 20 kilometers an hour.
There's an incident in turn 1. Looks like it's Frankie. The gap
Yeah,
to
we better box.
ahead is now 6.9.
Good call, let's box for softs.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. Eric ahead is pitting. Box in 310 meters. King is now on softs. 100 meters. 50 meters. Front left 36%. Rear left 67%. All clear. Push now. Cold tyres all round. The leader, Taylor, is pitting.
Thanks, man. I was a bit worried that Eric and I were gonna collide in the fast lane. I didn't pick that Eric was in there for a stop. I didn't pick it was Eric. I would have known that it was Eric in for a stop if I'd recognised the livery.
Is now on softs.
Otherwise I would have pulled over, probably pulled over and used the pit lane ghosting, so there's no danger. Yeah, I think we gained a few seconds on Eric towards the end of that stint.
5.9 seconds.
For a lap or two, we'll just get free extra pace. As the tyre grips up, not quite gripped up enough for that, Adrian.
There's an incident in turn 15. You think it might be Balaj? Okay, Adrian, you've used half your fuel. Your last lap time was at 1:21.45. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
Come on, Adrian. I need to be sliding the car around like that.
The gap to Eric in front is now 6.3. Slippery surface flag.
Alright, happy with that lap time.
The car in front of us is now 1 lap behind.
I didn't hear Tyler's name get called out by Jim, so...
Fastest lap for Taylor, 1:19.52. There's an incident in turn 14. Looks like it's Frankie. The gap to Eric ahead is increasing. It's now 6.6. You've just done a 1:20.90. That's your fastest lap.
Sad to see. Well, I'd love to catch Eric. I hope that I do. I've got a feeling I'm kind of sitting in a spot where the people behind me are just a little slower and the people ahead of me are just a little faster. But keep pushing. Yeah. Almost sing a song lap by lap, you know. There were how many were there? 15 F1 cars driving on the track. 15 F1 cars driving on the track, and if one F1 car should accidentally crack, there will be 14 F1 cars driving on the track.
To Eric, ahead is now 6.9 seconds. The track temperature, car right. Car right.
Thanks, Alan. I was not ready for that though. Oh, that's an off track.
We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Adrian.
Could you not be bothered to type "don't give up your" in front of that, Smokey? I'm just out of practice, mate.
That's a new fastest lap for Taylor, 1:19.26.
Weird kind of hypnotic rhythm you get into around
Our
here.
lap time was 1:21.18.
Whoops. Ah.
That lap was at 1:20.60. That's your best lap in this session.
And we go again.
New fastest lap for Taylor, 1:19.21.
Too deep there.
8.7. Your lap time was 121.31.
Thanks, Florian. Feels like a decent pace. Feels like that'd have to be Eric and Balash would have to end up battling pretty hard to come within range though.
The gap in front is now 8.7. Alright Adrian, the next car is 4 laps behind.
Racing, you gotta be there. The whole finish first you must finish.
That lap time was 121.16.
To gain a place from someone's off, you've got to be in the next car in line. Pretty good blue flag driving there from Gio.
The gap to Eric ahead is increasing. It's now 9.1.
Get to the apex there.
Track temperature is increasing. It's now 31 Celsius.
Alright, we are very good for fuel, as the fixed setup should be. Any lifting I do
Just done a
purely for
120.66.
tyre management purposes.
The gap to Eric ahead is now 9.1.
Yeah, Balish is doing a pretty good job at the moment.
The gap to Eric ahead is increasing. It's now 9.8 seconds. That was 121.08.
Kind of understand how F1 drivers don't even have any idea what lap they're on. If you're looking down the road, don't really have time to look at anything else.
That lap was
20 laps to go, hey?
20.88. The gap to Eric in front is now 10 seconds. Nitros is now on hards.
Oh dear. I don't think the hard is really a great tyre around here.
The gap to Eric ahead is now 9.5 seconds. That lap was at 120.69.
That was a nice last corner.
You've just done a 120.42. That's your best lap
Nice.
of the session. The gap to Eric in front is now 9.0. Fastest lap for Taylor, 119.08. The track temperature's rising, it's now 33 Celsius.
It's just in. News from the front. Tyler could still do it. I hope he does. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm happy with my pace, but...
That lap was at 120.61. Okay, Adrian, that's good consistency. Keep it up. The gap to Eric ahead is now 9.3.
My last 5 average is matching the drivers in front, so I'm as fast as them. I'm just not faster. So Claudio definitely held me up, which is some of that gap to Eric. Not all of it though. Love it when the wheel talks to you. It's like, straighten up now, straighten up now.
Good lap. That's your quickest today.
When you straighten up and the corner just works. Beautiful lap.
The gap in front is now 9.1. To P4 ahead is increasing. It's now 9.5 seconds. The lap time was at 120.
Yeah, I'm not really caring at the moment, Jim. It's all about maintaining the good lap times.
To P1 behind is now 4.7, 1 lap ahead.
Oh, I didn't even realise that the battle for first was coming up behind me.
The gap ahead is now 8.9 seconds. That was at 120.14. That's your quickest lap.
Ah.
Last lap was at 120.89. The gap to P1 behind is now 3.9 seconds, 1 lap ahead. Fastest lap for Taylor, 118.87.
Tyler's humming along.
Is now 9.6 seconds.
Yeah, either my driving's dropped off or these tyres are starting to hit the skids. Where is Publio?
Your last lap time was at 120.76.
Not on my relative anymore. Did Publio disconnect? Not the way Tyler would want to win it, but I don't think Tyler's pretty terribly picky about how it happens. Of course, what that does is elevates me to the top 5. Yep, there it goes. So there's 12 laps.
That lap time was
We've got enough fuel.
20.90.
We should have enough tyre.
The gap in front is now 9.9 seconds.
Yeah, it's absolutely a shame. It's not what you want to see. You've really got to mentally file it away in the... it's the mechanical issue, you know, the engine giving up, hydraulics, whatever, of the sim racing world. I was watching the Suelio Almeida video that he did recently with a Lotus Emira Cup race with Alberto Naga, who's a former, I think he was a Euro NASCAR champion and has done F4 racing in Italy and also YouTube personality. And
lap time was 120.88.
yeah, they had an issue because the two of them are used to driving full-on race cars, and these are like converted roads cars. They actually broke the a piece in the brake cylinder, brake master cylinder, so they like had no brakes for like a whole qualifying session. Apparently in their race that they managed to still qualify P2 despite having basically no brakes. Alberto switched off the car while they were sitting on the grid, or the dummy grid, and apparently that reset all the car's electronics and they didn't come back properly when he turned them on, so they had no ABS, no traction control for the whole race. Still managed to finish P2. And then Suelio went out to qualify the car for the race on the second day, and there was a busted radiator that was spraying water onto the right front wheel, basically straight onto the brake disc. So you just had one corner of the car that was constantly had a lubricated brake disc. It's like you don't get any of that stuff in sim. You don't bust radiators and have them leak onto your brakes, or snap a piece of pedal because you're braking too hard. But you do have disconnects. Alright. Hope everyone's travelling well.
That was 121.07.
Still not doing too bad. We're only a couple of tenths slower over 5 laps than the two in front. Oh, and we're P4 now. I thought we were going to be P5. I'll be very happy with that if we can hold it. Shan't tempt the racing gods. Must put a note in my calendar to start doing some push-ups about 2 weeks before Hungaroring. Yeah, I think I am all good, but even Senna crashed when you told him to slow down, so I'm just going to keep driving like I have been. The other good thing is it gives me good fuel and tyre wear numbers for tomorrow night's strategy calls. Not a bad idea, Smokey. Publio trying to unlap.
That lap was a 121.08. Just cut the track.
Come on, Adrian. You just got through saying you weren't gonna change how you drive. We won't hold Publio up if there's a chance that he can make it by. Technically, if he makes it back around to us again, it'll be for position, but right now it's not. There's not a whole lot of laps left to do it in.
Right, clear right. The gap to P3 ahead is increasing. It's now 12 seconds.
That'll be on relatively new softs too. Oh no, seems to...
Okay, Adrian, we just cut the track.
Oh, I looked at the wrong line.
Is a lap behind.
Yeah. A lap behind and one place behind.
The gap to P1 behind is now 4.9 seconds. One lap in front. Behind has just done a 119.00.
Yeah, Tyler's going to get us, I think. My pace has dropped off a bit.
The gap to Eric in front is now 13 seconds. Fastest lap for David, 118.85. Your lap time was 120.53. The gap in front is now 14 seconds.
I am starting to feel a tyre wear. I've been for probably 5 laps or so, at least. Oops. Don't want to take that much curb, obviously. It was 0.4 of a second I lost there. Oh, that's wide. Another 0.2. 2 corners, 0.6.
2 laps left. You've just done a 120.82. The gap to P1 behind is now 2.1 seconds, 1 lap in front. The gap to P3 ahead is now 14 seconds. Track limits. Blue flag.
Concentration. Now something needs to happen before the last lap. Otherwise we're not going to get the place. Oh look, it's the last lap.
One more lap to go.
Tell you what, the hards feel like they've got about as much grip as the full wets. I crashed 3 times on the hards before I got round the outlap in my first practice. I did 6 laps before I then hit the grass and crashed.
Ooh, you cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy, please, Adrian.
I just slipped outside there.
It is now 18 seconds.
But yeah, I did 6 laps and the tyres didn't even... just barely got to what you'd call an operating temperature. Most were still in their 90s, it was just the front left that was above 100.
Taylor took the win. P4, that's a good finish. Nice one.
Congrats Tyler. Congrats Balash and Eric too. P4, go on. Publio got the fastest lap in the end. Oh. Yeah, look, if we had front row seats to a Tyler v Luke sort of race, that would be awesome at the end there. Alright. Let's see where we went at the start. I should have gone to full throttle earlier. Yeah, I feel like, I should have gone to more throttle earlier. I think I was being a bit conservative. Just who's over there? Bruno. I mean, nobody got past us till after the corner. Oh, Anthony. conservative here. Held it tight, and people get past on their way down here. We dropped one place. Now we're in the queue. Anthony had a terrible start. I'll have to go back and watch Luke start in a sec. See, whoop. That can happen on cold tyres. So we got the place back. So yeah. I think we lose out on the run down to here. I think we do that on the next 2 laps. Let's go up and have a look at Mr. Bestie. Oh, that's why Anthony had to get out of it. There you go. Absolutely ripper start. Look at this. Looks like Luke's moving before everyone else. Alright, let's go on the roll bar. Is it a jump start? Looking for a reference. Okay, I've got a reference with the right-hand wing mirror and the orange line. There we go. Yep, no, he hasn't moved. There's the movement. Wow. Lights are on. Fair play. Fair play. What a start. Yeah, Anthony just got blocked by Luke and Tyler there. Not capital B blocked, but there was nowhere to go. All right. Let's. Sorry, Luke, we're gonna have to do it. Oh, let's see how Ali went out for. A great start. Around the outside of turn 1. Tries the inside of me. Can't quite make it happen. Following me. Through there. Okay. Oh, that's right. On the curb. Too much on the curb. Center of the car. Bouncing on the curb. And night nurse. Got to remember to turn the back gain down on these before I start playing them. Shame. And then this was where this one. Oh no. Up to lap 8. So had a bit of a annoying spin. Is back in P13 now, or 15. Oh no. Too much right foot, too much steering, off camber because of that's slope of the track here, plus the lack of downforce from Alan in front. Which is not Alan's fault, but that's a shame. See what happens. Oh, I thought it happened in turn 1. Huh. That was just unfortunate. Got on the Luke got on the curb there. Right behind harassing Anthony for P4. Oh no. So some good racing here. Yeah, I will check. If Luke got rear-ended before, then he will have. Yeah. I think the issue is if you're here, you're in the cockpit, and you see the other person there, you're gonna have the vortex of danger. Like here, you're already running into the vortex of danger. So you don't. The smart play here is to not accelerate and to just be just a little bit further back, slot in behind. But yeah, just sent it over the curb, and the netcode did the rest. I think they were probably going to collide anyway, almost, but the netcode's really done it. Can't really go through a kink like this. This is the type of corner that the netcode algorithm will have difficulty. So yeah, if I was Alistair, I would have probably just lifted just for a split second off on. Anthony would have gone ahead and would have just tucked in behind. But that's a shame for both of them. We'll quickly have a look at Bruno. As fastest. Happened to... Oh! More curb. AstroTurf and curb and right foot. It's a shame, Bruno. Alright, so let's have a look. Here's the first lap for... Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, Luke's, as is allowed, has opened up the line. At about the same time, Tyler's gone, I'll have the inside, whether you like it or not, thanks. And then Luke's come back, and because Luke's a bit out of position, braking, and he's braking a bit harder. And I think... Yeah, I think... I'd like to have a look, actually. Go back. See what Claudio's doing at the 50 board. Oh, yeah. So 132 at Marshall Post 4. If we go forward a lap. 140. Yeah, okay. I think Claudio's just a little bit too fast there. Maybe because Luke's come back across, taken some braking away, but Claudio also had DRS there. But yeah, that could have made the rear. That could have damaged the rear of Luke's car, and contributed to the eventual spin. And then what I didn't appreciate was, so Anthony gets held up there, and is that Eric? Alistair? Right on the tail, and then unfortunately we're next along. So I arrive on the scene there, I'm blocked there. Can't get around there. And then I think, hey, I'll go past here. Nope. I think right here, where I pulled alongside, just lift. Just lift a little. You're damaged. Just lift a little, let me past. You know, but no, blocks me along there. Then seems to race me all the way down here. And I only just get through on the inside. I think Luke's slightly slower, but let's have a look at Luke's previous lap. Luke's even defending. So Marshall Post 4, about where the accident happens, Luke's doing 111. That's after the accident, sorry. Marshall Post 4, Luke's doing 105. I think Luke is slightly slower, but also, I don't know. I just don't think it's... So yeah, I can see where you'd say, but it's like you see that happening in front of you. Kind of got to play the smart game, I think. and I would not be trying to send it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's all right. Yeah, I agree. You can afford to be a little cautious here. You know, break just before the 100. Obviously, is not doing because the DRS is still open, and aim to be following these two through, because what's likely to happen is go on to Tyler, who's going to go around the corner. Tyler's going to be slow on this apex. And look, Tyler didn't know where to exit. He didn't. I think Tyler here is leaving room both sides, because it's like, I've got no idea where Luke's going to be. So, you know, if the accident doesn't happen behind, then, you know, there's the possibility that Claudio could have got a better run through the corner than Tyler did with the tighter line, and come straight down, taking up a position on the inside, and then the next thing you know, you're fighting into turn 2. But yeah, I mean, we're sitting back in our virtual armchairs and armchair 2020 hindsight quarterback, quarterbacking this. What is it? Monday quarterbacking. No, Smokey. I don't think there's anything more to look at. I think that's about it. Go on to me. Grab some slow-mo TV mixed and say, yeah, tomorrow night. Plan to do this all again. I'll have a look at the data I've gathered tonight and plan out a bit of a strategy. And yeah, I hope you have a great Friday and a great rest of Thursday. I know most of the world still has a lot of their Thursday to go. Enjoy yourself wherever you are. Hope you can join me again tomorrow night I'd say tomorrow night, but it's actually at 10 UTC, wherever that is in your time zone. Of course, don't forget Friday night at 1900 UTC on the Global Sim Racing channel. You'll see the top drivers, the top split of the most populated time slot, the Friday 1900 UTC time slot, and they'll have full professional commentary, and there's been some absolutely cracking races. 12 noon, lovely. Enjoy your day, enjoy your afternoon, Florian. And I bet it is. Hope you have had or are going to have a nice lunch. And yeah, until tomorrow, same time, same channel, I'll have a great day.